Hi. Good morning, everyone. Or I guess it's afternoon where we live.
Yeah.
Maybe morning for some Hawaii people.
Maybe. Hi, guys. Welcome to day 8. I wasn't actually sure what day we were on anymore because when you do it every day, you don't almost lose count of what day it is.
Yes.
Which segues into really good topic about time management today.
Yes, we're going to be talking about time management. In particular, we wanted to just give some tips for busy small business owners or entrepreneurs that are kind of just starting out, or maybe not even just starting out, but maybe don't have the funds to hire someone to be on their team to handle all the things they can't fit in their day. Because, when you're first starting out with your business, like you just don't have the money to throw out and be like, I'm going to hire them and this VA and that VA and that bookkeeper and this bookkeeper. So Selena and I brainstormed and came up with a few tips that we wanted to share today all about time management.
But first, before we start, in case you don't know who we are, I'm Selena Klonmacki of How Socially Inspired, and this is my bestie, Anna Larson of No Mad About.
Yes.
And we are actually, if you don't know, we're doing the VEDA challenge, VEDA, which is video every day in April. And we love using StreamYard, which is a great way and a great tool to use to live stream. And I like to bougie it up a little bit. And that's what I feel like StreamYard does for us. So with StreamYard, just so you know, you can broadcast to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitch, and to LinkedIn Live if you are so lucky to be approved, because we all know their LinkedIn Live approval process takes forever.
So thank you for doing the intro. We've done this for 8 straight days. And so I totally forgot that people might be watching that don't even know who we are. So I'm glad that you did that.
Yeah. Say hello. Just let us know you're here so we know you're here.
Yes. So today we're going to be doing time management tips for entrepreneurs. That's kind of what our topic is for today. And we only go for 10 minutes because we know everybody's super busy. So Selena, why don't you start us off with our first and your favorite?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I was, I've heard of it, but I was really introduced to this tool or this method by Anna via her mentor, and it's time blocking. And I'm going to pop up a little article I found to kind of explain that is exactly what my brain was prior to time blocking and what it is now. So here, if you don't see this, right, it's if time blocking in a nutshell is really dedicating your time. Hi, Jennifer. Is taking the time to really just nail down and block out your schedule to do things in a way that is constructive for you, right? So this was my brain on the left. It was all over the place in the sense of filling in this, doing that. And when Anna was talking about it, I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot, because it feels like whenever you do a to-do list, which actually, if you are in the Milspouse Creative Group, Becky Hoy, who is the ambassador, is talking great tips about that. So please make sure to find her post and listen into some of her tips and tricks for that. But here, I mean, Anna, right? If you block it out in a way, it allows you to continue that same momentum. Like, okay, if I'm going to do client proposals, I want to get them all knocked out, because you stay in that same mindset and it's not broken, right? And then it moves into the next thing. Just like client work, like maybe it's not dedicated like this, but maybe you're dedicating it like client work. Like, okay, first 2 hours is this client, next 2 hours is that client,
Yeah, exactly. And it's really true what Selena's saying. Like when you're all over the place, mistakes happen because you're trying to multitask. And even though we're all wanting to be great multitaskers, and we probably are all great multitaskers, especially if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, sometimes blocking that time out, it reduces the mistakes to a minimum. And then what it allows you to do is really focus your brain on that one thing for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And that actually leads us right into a second one, which I love, which is to set non-negotiable self-appointments for yourself. So there are things that you need to get done that are not necessarily your client's scope of work. Like, for example, staying up to date on your industry. reading journals, reading that business book that you've been meaning to get to, setting aside the time that you need to get your office cleaned out, which I'm using as an example because if you can see behind me right now, it is a disaster in my space. And that's because yesterday evening, I was in this flurry of having to get things done. And I haven't set the time aside to then do that cleanup work that I need in order to make my space feel good where I can be productive. So tip 1, use time blocking. Tip 2, set non-negotiable self-appointments. Okay.
I absolutely 100% agree with this. And I've learned with the time blocking, I will literally go in and block out my calendar. I wrote a list for myself, so I don't forget to say this, but I will actually block it out on my Google Calendar so that my Calendly link, if you guys ever use that, it won't allow appointments to be made during this time that I'm trying to set aside for myself so I can focus on just that. Yeah. I am definitely not perfect at it, but I realize when I do that, I'm not frazzled because I have things all over the place.
Yeah.
So
the other thing that Selena and I do is we have a set time every week where she and I have block time together because we have a partnership. So if you have some sort of partnership happening or a collaboration, make sure you block out time very specific to that so you don't get lost in the process. Because sometimes emails you read it really quick and then it flies right out of your brain and you don't stop and really think about what your client, your collaborating partner is trying to say to you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times on a Friday afternoon when we have our time blocking together where I'm like, you send me an email about that? Really? And then I go back through and I'm like, you sure did 4 days ago. I read it, but didn't really read it.
Yeah.
So,
no, okay. I think that's actually a great tip too for anybody that it does have a partnership is have a standing time that you guys meet that is non-negotiable. So you guys can, honestly, it's been a game changer for Anna and I with all of the combined and collaborative efforts that we do together,
Yeah.
So I think, I think that's the best thing you can do. I can't tell you how many projects we've been like, oh my gosh, just kidding, clients, just kidding. We've always been on top of it.
Okay, so I'm going to move into tip number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Tip number 3 is going to be learn to say no to time-sucking activities. And this is so hard because we want to say yes to everyone. We want to please everyone, especially when you're a small business, right? Because you feel like this could be the client that then refers you to the next client, or this could be this. But you really have to make sure that you are valuing yourself and your time. How much are you worth per hour?
Yeah.
And so if there's someone that's nitpicking little things and constantly needing you every 15 minutes, you have to learn to say no and instead schedule your appointment and stick with that time frame for answering questions and moving forward with that project.
I will say, I even said no to Anna yesterday. Did I not? I know you guys are like, what? If you don't know, me and Anna are very close. And so, but we were discussing kind of like a potential meeting. And I normally just what Anna said, I would just say yes and figure it out. But I said to her, I can't take this meeting at this time because I allocated, this has to be for this project that we have to finish out. And I just remember going, oh, I said no to Anna, but I realized I had to, or else I'll pay for it after.
Yeah, I only cried for a little while and then everything was okay and I forgave her.
Oh, drama.
No, honestly though, it was refreshing for me to hear that no. On the flip side, for her to say, listen, I cannot do it at that time, but she gave me an alternative. And that's really what you're trying to do. You're not saying no forever, right? You still want to address what your client needs, but it's no for that moment.
Yeah.
And so until you can schedule something that's going to be a time frame that works for both of you, you don't always have to be on call, and someone else's emergency is not always your emergency also.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So time blocking. Self-appointments, learn to say no. What's our number 4 tip?
I think it says to track your time spent in different areas. I am not good at this, so I'm going to have Anna elaborate more on this. And I can see why though, because then it allows you to, if I'm saying this right, Anna, if you do that, you can actually look at where most of your time is spent and make adjustments and changes, even though that might seems like a lot to do.
Yes. This is one of those self-appointments you need to make. And I actually learned this again from my mentor. I have the best mentor in the world. I'm not even going to tell you guys who she is because I don't want anyone else to steal her ever. No, but seriously, she shares everything with me, and she is a very, very successful entrepreneur, business owner, and so one of the things she taught me very early on was if you track your time and you know where your time's going, then you can evaluate really what your worth is. So if you're spending 70% of your time doing something and only making $10 an hour at that, it lowers your hourly value significantly. And that's where she was teaching me that you have to learn how to take those tasks and you have to either eliminate them because they are not worth what you're worth, or you have to sub them out for somebody that will take it on the job for $10 an hour. Otherwise, they have to just go away. That was really hard because there were some things that I was like, but I have to do this or else. And she's like, no, you don't have to do that or else. And so again, it was that part of that learning to say no. No, I don't have to do that.
Okay, so we are at the end, but I do want Anna and I would love to know, do you use any of these tips today for time management? Do you do any of them? Do any of them appeal to you? We'd love to know. So please share that in the comment section wherever you're watching this. And again, we're doing this VEDA challenge, and one of our goals, and I'm almost going to present this to Anna, is we really want to just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So could you head over and just hit subscribe, and that would be awesome. But I'm gonna proposition Anna that maybe we have to go on continuously until we hit 100.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. In fact, I'm going to right now just toss into the comments our YouTube channel link. If you'll just click on that and hit subscribe for us, we would really appreciate it. We're going to reach 100. The goal is by the end of this month.
So, that'd be great. That'd be great. So yes. Okay. We are done for our 10 minutes. We appreciate all the time that anybody stopped doing what they're doing and listened in on me and Anna talk about that. Thanks for time blocking us in.
Hey, tomorrow, just so everybody knows, tomorrow we're going to come on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, CST time. We're going to come on at 1, and we're going to be talking about 12 things that we stole from super famous, successful people that you can steal too. It's actually an article.
Yeah, we didn't personally steal it, but we love the article so much that I think it's worth talking about. And so does Anna, and she shared it on her LinkedIn. It's so good. All right. We will catch you tomorrow. Goodbye, my friend. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a great day.